what I'm putting on the dot I just made on this piece of paper. So I'm going to put it on the dot. And then if you hold your hand like this is not going to move around very easily. So you're going to want to put your finger here, especially girlies who have nails. You're going to want to like kind of hold it up a little bit. So that way this kind of, so it kind of like moves easily around on your paper. Okay. We are going to close our compass. Let's close it to like, let's put it at 4. So where 4 centimeters are, let's put 4, and I'm going to tighten my little knob so that way it's tight. And then there are 2 circles that you could use. You could use the one that's closest to your finger, which is the one we will always, always use. We never, ever touch the one over here. Boop. Okay, so we never use the back one over here. We always use the one that's closer to our finger. So we're going to put our pencil in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your pencil in there, and you're going to go around in a circle without moving this finger. So you're going to try to go all the way around. And then you're going to run into your hand because it's attached to your body. So you're going to have to like move your hand slightly, like kind of over. And then you're going to continue. If you're using a mechanical pencil, it's a little bit harder. So if you want like a wooden pencil, you can put my holder. It's my size too. Okay. Oh yeah. So you should have a nice circle. And if it's not nice, it's because you've never used this before. Okay. We are going to make a snowman. So right now we have our snowman's stomach. Okay. We're going to make his head. So let's go to the top, and we're going to put a little dot. And because we're making our snowman's head, we're going to have to make our slider a little bit smaller because his head is smaller than his body. So we're going to put the compass on the dots. And instead of putting it on 4, let's move it to 3. So I'm going to open it. I'm going to slide it to 3. So I'm moving my slider to 3. And then I'm going to go around again and make his head. It should be a little bit smaller than his body. Your circles might wow, that's really nice, actually. Your circles might overlap, which is fine because this is just practice. Who cares? If they don't touch, that's also okay. Mine got really close. This is the closest they've been all day. My other ones were like really far. Oh, this was my last class. Last class, they were like really like they were overlapping. That's actually really nice. So we have a body, we have a head. Let's go down to the bottom and make his butt. His butt's gonna have to be bigger. So down here we're gonna have to make a big old butt. So I'm gonna make a dot. Okay, so and we had it at 3 and we had it at 4. So let's make it really big and like let's go to 7. 7. That's fine. Mine also falls off the paper. So we got it. Oh, that was really big. 7 probably was a bad option, but whatever. So there's 7. So now we have a cute little snowman. Oh my goodness. We have some arms. We have a happy face. We have a hat. He's so cute. Okay. So take a minute, finish your snowman, and then flip to the back and just practice a bunch of different size circles. So take like a minute or 2.
Dude, what if we change the thing to?
That's fine. Make it sit. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter the measurements. Make it a little bit bigger so that way. I just want you to practice small circles and big circles. So don't do all the same size circles. Kind of move your slider. That's beautiful, gorgeous. He's missing half his butt. Yeah, it looks like he's sitting on my rock. Yeah. It's melting from the bottom.
Okay, and then because
you're doing this on your
mine
bike.
isn't even touching.
Probably like difficult for you. The pencil keeps moving up and stuff. So flip to the back, just make a bunch of circles. This paper is going in the trash can anyways. So just make some circles. Try to move your slider small and big. Get used to adjusting it.
Okay. He's kind of crippled.
Okay, he's cute. Oh, so quirky.
He got his boobs.
Yo.
Am I serious? You wearing glasses?
Yeah, I saw a girl present.
Huh?
Saw a girl having fun.
Okay, man.
Okay. So put your snowman to the side. He will go in the trash later. Unless you really want to keep him. You can put him in the front of your binder if you want. Make him a snowman, put him in the front of your binder. Okay, so on the notes part, so now we're gonna get to the geometry stuff. Because obviously there's not gonna be snowmen on your EOC, right? But now you know how to use the compass, we know how to move it, we know how to adjust it, and we know how to like kind of hold it and whatnot. We have to be gracious with it. This is number 16. It is 9:10. It is period 7. Put your name on it. So there are 2 constructions for chapter 1 that we need to go over. There is 2 constructions. There might be 3 constructions. No, there's 2 constructions for chapter 2. We have a construction for chapter 3, and then we have some constructions in chapter 5. And each time we do constructions, we kind of review all the old ones as well. These are on your EOC. You're not going to have a compass on the EOC. You're not going to have to draw this on the EOC. What they're going to do, if you like flip to the back, is they're going to take all these little pictures of these steps. And what they're going to do is they're going to scramble up these pictures, and they're going to have you rearrange them in the proper order. And I'll say step 1 is this, step 2 is this, and you'll have to figure out which order they go in to make the certain construction. Or it might be written out in words. These might be scrambled, and then you have to put the order of the directions in the correct order. So you don't actually have to do these obviously on the EOC, but I think it's easiest, and most people like can answer them like if you just learn how to do it. So what we're going to do is we have to copy a segment. So to copy a segment, the idea is you're literally taking this distance and you're going over here and you're making the same exact thing. Now, you can never use the actual ruler. So if it says ruler, you do not use that option because you're never actually measuring anything using the ruler. What we're going to do is we're going to measure things using the compass. So A and A prime is just the new A. So what we're going to start, step 1, we're going to draw a ray, which is a line. A ray is a line, but one point has a point. So let's go over to this side. We're going to take our straight edge. So we're using the ruler part. We're not measuring anything. We're just using the straight side of it from point A prime. And I'm going all the way to the end of my paper. Boop. And I'm going to draw an arrow. A ray has an arrow on one side and a stopping point on the other side. A line has an arrow on both sides. A segment has a stopping point on each side. A ray is one stop point, one arrow. So that goes into forever that way. What we're going to do is we're going to take our compass. We're going to put our needle, which is this circle thing. I like this one. We're going to take this circle thing and we're going to put it on the original A. So we're going to put it over here. We're going to put it on A. And you're going to put your finger there so it doesn't move. That way, remember, like this should be able to slide around. Okay. We are going to move the slider. So this first hole to coordinate point B. So we're going to move our slider to B. You should see B through the hole. And then we make what's called an arc mark. So I do a little skirt. Okay. So you do a little skirt, which is called an arc mark. So you make a little line going through B. That tells me that you've measured to B. And now I keep my compass. I do not move my slider. I'm going to keep it exactly the same length. I'm going to slide it over to A prime. And I'm going to make the same little skirt over there, which is not called a skirt. It's called arc mark. So we're going to put a little skirt over here. Yeah, I know, like on the EOC,
Yeah.
like step 1, make a skirt. Okay, so this point right here where the arc mark and the line actually intersect, we're going to make that a point. And we're going to call it B prime. And then boom, you copy the line segment. And if you use your eyeballs, that looks like it's the same length as this. Okay, and that's it. Nope, you can't. This is a dictatorship, not a democracy. Okay.
Hey.
So, well, let's measure it. Okay, so over here, this is 4 centimeters. And that's also 4 centimeters.
That's right.
Look at it, it's a few millimeters off.
The line is definitely longer, but that's because you don't know how like far you're going on your line. So if I was gonna make my ray, so the first thing you gotta do is make a ray. Obviously, I'm not gonna make my original ray this big because that's clearly smaller than the other one. So we have to make it long all the way. So go all the way to the end. So step 1, you make a ray. Step 2, we're going to take the compass, we're going to put it on C, and we're going to move the slider to D. So we're going to move the slider to D. That's measuring D. When I get to D, I'm going to tighten my slider and I'm going to make a little. So I'm going to pull.
The same thing.
Same thing. Make a little. The same skirt that you made there, you got to drag it over and make the same skirt over there.
Oh, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
That's it for chapter 2. Like when we do chapter 2, people get stressed when we do constructions. Because then we're like chapter 1 is all angles. We did distance formula with, or no, we did segments. Distance formula with segments, midpoint of segments, partitioning segments. All we've done is lines and geometry so far. Well, 3D shapes, but like when we get to angles, it like trips people up. So we are gonna do the same thing. So take a minute or two. You're going to try these ones down here. Now, the only thing is they did not make the point for you to start at. So J, I'm just going to make a point and I'm going to call it J prime. That's where I can start. This one I'm going to call M prime. That's where I'm going to start. And then P prime can start here. So take a minute. You're going to draw a ray. And then you're going to measure using your compass from J to K. And you're gonna make a skirt skirt. And you're drag it over. Make the same skirt skirt over there.
Yeah, you love a pretty little baby. You like don't? No. Oh my. Wait, that's kind of creepy.
It is crooked. I did that on purpose because you guys think it has to be the same. Like it could be crooked. It's a length you're measuring. It doesn't matter. Stop it.
You're stopping. Pick a side. Pick a side. That's the
Where arc mark crosses your ray is your new point. So that will be K prime. So you make a ray, you measure it, make an arc mark, drag it, same arc mark. So try all 3 at the bottom.
Ew.
Hey, try your constructions. You have 3 at the bottom. It doesn't have to be crooked. It could be straight. Or it could be crooked. What? Yeah.
You know green is.
Yeah.
Okay. Really doesn't know green is.
That's because they're from like the 90s and 2000s.
I was born in.
Like,
Yeah, we
that's like what I used to do like when I was
Your blood pretty.
yeah, bring your phone. I mean, they're still really good, like, but
They suck.
they, I understand why you guys don't know who Blink is.
Don't know who's.
You guys really should know who Blink is. You guys probably recognize their song, but you don't even realize you're no.
Oh, I've seen a shirt like that. Yeah, but are they dead?
No, they're not dead.
Yes. Who?
Blink 182's drummer is married
Probably the
to,
best drummer ever.
yeah, he's married to
Okay.
the Kardashians.
Oh, that's him.
Courtney, yeah.
Is he actually? What name?
Yes, that's why she like turned rocker because her husband.
Is that a blood?
Remember you said your cousins went to financial.
And I stand on that.
Okay, take another 30 seconds on the front. You have not done PQ. You can turn your paper and make your life easier to do PQ. You have not done PQ. Do PQ.
I thought it's just a little bird.
It's a music.
Oh,
Don't ever step on my Tim's like that again.
Oh,
because
Nobody cares.
what?
Mind you.
Help me focus.
No, you need to listen to my voice.
I think you're probably not. You really loud.
No. Okay, let's go to the back. Let's finish the back so that we guys can start working on this. So the back is a different kind of construction. This construction is 100% on the EOC, just so you know. This is a perpendicular bisector of a segment, okay? What we're doing is we are making a perpendicular line, which you should have learned about in Algebra 1. Perpendicular means it is a 90-degree angle straight up from the other line, so perpendicular. And it's also bisecting it. That's why it's a perpendicular bisector. Bisector is on chapter 1 test. What does bisecting something? Cutting in half, making two congruent pieces. So, can you relax? You start with a segment, okay? We are in the end, we're cutting it in half with a perpendicular line, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna make half of a circle, okay? It's like one butt cheek.
Oh.
And then we're gonna flip it. We're gonna make another half of a circle, which is like our other butt cheek. And then where the butt cheeks cross paths, we're gonna connect them and make a line. If your if your butt cheeks don't touch, you did it wrong. Okay. So let's go down here and I'm just gonna show you how to do it. So we're gonna put our compass on G. You're gonna be taking the EOC and you're gonna be like, well, this is the butt cheek problem. So we're gonna put our compass on G. I'm gonna put my finger on G so that way it doesn't move. Now, the key to this is you do not want your slider to be more than H. You also do not want it to be less than halfway. So if it's very, 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 very close to this, your butt cheeks won't touch. You don't want it on H because it's gonna be too big. So the goal is that you want to eyeball it. Halfway is obviously like here. H is here. You're going like 3/4 of the way. So we're going to move our hole to like right here, a little less than H. You want it more than halfway. So I'm going to tighten this so it doesn't move. And then you have to think, we just made circles with our snowman. So I'm going to bring this up and I'm making half of a circle. So I'm going to put my let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to put my pencil in the first hole because remember, we don't use that one over there. We're going to use this one closest to our finger. I'm going to put my pencil in here. And I am making half of a circle. You're going to jump over the line. So I'm picking up my pencil and I'm going to move it over the line and I'm going to continue my half circle. So that way it's like one butt cheek. Okay, so we got the left cheek. We need the right cheek. One cheek, two cheek. Oh, I know. What are they gonna do? Fire me? Sometimes I'm just like, I wish I could just go home and be like, well, husband, they fired.
I'll be there.
Now I can't go to work. Oh no. But they will not. They won't. Okay, so we have one cheek. We need the other cheek. You are not moving your slider at all. We're going to take our compass. We're going to move it to H. Do not move your slider because it's still more than halfway already. Do not move the slider. I'm going to put my finger on H. I'm going to start up top. And I'm going to make half a circle. And I have to jump across the line again. Your two cheeks should touch. They should cross each other.
Why is it making a butt cheek so much?
Because you'll remember it on the EOC.
We're just not right?
Yeah, because this is a problem. And I'll listen. Especially if you have not passed the Algebra 1 EOC, you need Geometry's EOC to graduate high school.
Okay.
Because it will overpass your Algebra 1 failing score.
Wait, do you leave it up?
Okay,
So if I pass the geometry,
You're not-
I don't take that.
Yeah, so if you pass geometry, you don't have to retake the algebra. If you get to junior year and you have not passed either one of them, you will be retested once every 2 months, random math tests until you eventually pass something, hopefully. They're just gonna start throwing random tests at you and then be like, you're testing on this Wednesday, I'll see you in 3 weeks, you're gonna retest again. So you need to pass either algebra and geometry. Where these 2 points are, so where the crisscross is, where your cheeks cross, make 2 points. We are going to connect those points with a line. It is splitting your segment in half. And it's also making a 90-degree angle with the original segment. So this right here is 90 degrees. And it's also splitting GH into 2 congruent pieces. So just for example, I'm going to put a little congruency line. If this was 5 centimeters, just because I'm just telling you it's 5 centimeters, that would also be 5 centimeters. It's bisecting it. It's cutting it in half. It's perpendicular. It's making a 90-degree angle. We're going to do the same thing for number 2. It's slanted. So if it's slanted, I'm just going to turn my paper.
This part.
40.
So let's turn our paper. So step 1, we are going to put our compass on J. We have to extend our slider so it's more than half the distance. If it is past K, your cheek is going to be too big, too voluptuous. We don't need that voluptuous cheek. We need a little bit, we need average cheeks. If you make it too small, they will not touch. You need them to cross. So we're going to go more than half the distance. So if you see K, or yeah, K is over here. We're going to go a little less than K. I'm going to tighten it so it doesn't move. I'm going to start up high and I'm making half a circle like our snowman. Jump over the line. So you have half a circle, you jumped across the line. I'm going to do the same thing for K. Do not move your slider. You have it set, you're keeping that the same. K's over here.
I gotta do it my next one.
It doesn't matter. It has to be more than halfway.
Get your deal, bro. Okay.
Where your crisscrosses intersect, where your cheeks cross, those are where you're making the line. So here's your 2 dots. We're going to connect them. That is the perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular meaning 90 degrees. Bisector as in it's splitting in half. Look at those cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah, bring me a
Good. Now go line.
So once you have 1 and 2 done, the classwork paper is in my handwriting. I did not type this up, obviously, because it was like kind of like random, so it was easier for me to just draw some stuff. So the first 3 questions are practicing copying a line segment. That is the front of the notes. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are perpendicular bisectors. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are your cheeks. Okay. 1 through 3 is copy a segment. You're going to start by making A prime off to the side, then making a ray and copying your line segment. Okay. So you need to start by making a dot and you're going to copy your line segment by making a ray. 1, 2, and 3 are just like the front. Everything else is the back. You cannot take my compass home with you. So the idea is you do it now and you turn it into the bin before you go, the classwork paper.
Don't you worry about it.
Don't
What?
ever speak to my teacher like that.
What?